Well, hello and welcome to Tawana Talks. Um, Today I want to talk about just purposeful mindsets, if you will. So I ask a question. Have you been through a situation where you've been let go, terminated, or let down? They say we're in a situation right now in a great resignation, but we're just in great transition, or are we in great just transition through it all? I think that the COVID season, the season of retreat, the season of desperation, the season of lots of pain, has caused us to transition into something different in many cases. And so when I think about the transition, then I think about the mindset. When you intentionalize actions and intentionalize behaviors, it's through transition and through situations that require you to look at things differently. So when we think about the COVID season, and more specifically, not even naming it the COVID season, let's not give COVID the power over that season, but we talk about that season of downtime, the season of having to step back and step away. But that step back required, or allowed, I'm not going to say required, but allowed transitional times, and allowed me at least to have a different mindset of, all right, you have nothing else to look at, nothing else to do, and nowhere to go. And so what do? Then you start to find things to look at, find places to go in your mind, since you can't go physically, and look at things differently, and hope for a better time. None of us knew during that time how it was going to end, if it was going to end. And I mean, in most cases, we're still in it, but what was the next day, even minute, hour, was going to look like. So I just think about just the transitional mindset. And so getting back to, being in a season where you may have experienced, I know I have, let go and let down. And so then thinking about those phrases and those terms, and how you can transition your mind into something more positive. You have the choice to really have the choice to decide how you internalize situations and how you interpret and respond to situations. There's always time for grieving a situation when there's something hard, and then there's time for believing in the situation to take you to the next level. And so I think about a particular story. So when my children were younger, well, when they were babies and being born, I breastfed. And so when I think about the term let down, when you think about it in the general context, like someone let you down, you had high hopes for them and they did something different than what you had hoped for. And so that was a letdown. In a transitional mindset, have you been let down, or have you been set up for success? Have you been let down, or have you been prepared for something greater? And so I think about it in the mindset of breastfeeding. The terminology let down, in the sense of breastfeeding, was the flow of the milk coming from the different glands to prepare the feeding for the child. And so as a woman, you can feel the letdown. You can feel the release. And that's your body telling you it's time for feeding or time for release, which is releasing something, a necessity for life. The breast milk was a necessity for life for my child. And that letdown was preparation for that necessity for life. So I think about letdowns. Have you been let down or set up for a time in your life that is going to be a necessity for your life? So transition your mindset in thinking about that. Also thinking about let go. What does that really mean to be let go? Like, To hold on, to have a hold of something and letting it go means that you've released it or you've been released. So to be let go means that you've been released to do something more, something else, something greater. And released to do something else. Look at something else like what? Something greater. To be let go meant that something had a hold on you and controlled and conducted your creativity, your time, your development. And to be let go means that you have been released to flourish, to grow, to expand in your creativity, expand in your knowledge, expand in your awesomeness. So, in a let go and a let down has released you in preparation for something greater. Have a great day.